All right. Can you hear me now? We had a little technical difficulty. Can you see me now? Anyone? Everyone? I know there's a slight delay. Yes. Cindy King says a heart. Hi, Karina. Hi, everyone. Thank you to all of our moderators who spend so much time helping out. And it's awesome. We appreciate it. Thank you to everyone who is staying up till the middle of the night to join us for class. That's awesome. Yeah, we had a little technical difficulty. I'm tired, so I probably messed it up. But as long as you guys can hear me and I have a mouse and you can see my screen, we are good to go. Finally, I'm going to jinx it by saying anything, but I would love to have a live that went smoothly. So, whew. So, hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Sue and I am from OML Embroidery. And today, this is what we're going to be working on. City Scape. Now, I had a great time making this. Now, I was just playing around to give you guys examples. So, welcome everyone. I see some new names and I see our regular people, which is awesome. I love seeing names that I know. I think you guys will really like this. Now, I am using Perfect Embroidery Professional, which is software by Dime, and I just like to demo it, and it to me it's fantastic. Everything's nice in there and it's easy to do. But if you want to do a trial sorry, it's a free trial and you can pick that up at inspiredbydime.com. But if you don't want to do that, then do it in your favorite software. And you might have to search a little bit for the tools, but you should have them all if you have digitizing software. Lettering software is only for lettering, so you won't be able to do all this fancy stuff. So just find the keys. The feedback from a lot of people is that they are learning a whole lot because they're digging into their software, and which is fantastic. So if you have to search for a tool for 10 minutes or 20 minutes, you will remember where that tool is. So I think it's awesome. There you go, Dawn. Thank you. Dawn likes being moderator, I guess, rather than running the computers. I'm doing that. I'm sitting right here. So, yes, digging into PE10, Krista MacArthur says, fantastic. So nobody's saying that, you need to have this software. Personally, I like it. Everyone asks me to use it. I do use it because it has the My Lace Maker and monogramming and stuff. But for business, I use E4. Nobody should really be surprised at that. But for everything else, it's great software. And you know what? It's I call it quiet software. Not enough people have heard about it, and I would love to spread the word because I think this is fantastic software for beginners and advanced. I would consider myself advanced, and it's great. Plus, who doesn't want to see new software? Because I always do. So let's deconstruct this and talk about it because these are all shapes. So you're digitizing, but it's all there and it's fantastic. So rectangles over here, more rectangles, window rectangles. This is a circle. This is a big square, and you put it all together. So I'm going to do basic buildings, but you can do different ones. This is where we start thinking outside the embroidery box. Now, this building, whatever it is, doesn't go with these ones at all. But why don't you think like Hobbit? Now, I'm not saying copy the Hobbit or, you know, little fairy houses or something, but just kind of get an idea and match up your shapes and make it your own. You can put polka dots on like a fairy house or a mushroom house. You can make your own design house. You can do a space house, you could do a space city. I mean, the sky's the limit once you get the hang of it. So yeah, working with shapes, I am really happy with that. Oh, look at me, I was playing. Oops. Oh, let's get rid of that. Yes. So basically, this one has a garage or a big door, but it's all shapes. So let's go to File and let's go to New. Everyone cool with that? CN Tower. Yeah, why not? Why not? Maybe we'll do that in this one. A log cabin. Yep. Yep. You guys are getting it. You'll be surprised at what you can do with shapes. And hopefully people are seeing shapes everywhere. When you see pictures of stuff, you know, when you're perusing, you don't have to download what you see to copy it. You can just look at it and remember as much as you can while you're making the shapes. That way you're not copying people. I'll never tell people to, you know, violate copyrights or do anything like that. So, let's start. So, in this software, we start with shapes, but they're not they're just outlined. They're just artwork. There's no stitches, and I'll show you that. So I just pulled out a square, and see, right here, over here, can we see it? Yes. Stitches, 0. One color. It doesn't actually matter what the color is, but this is artwork. It is not stitches. It says it right here. Embrilliance works pretty much the same way. Once you get the hang of it, it's pretty nice. Now, I don't know if 4x4, that's pretty small. I think I'd like to get more detail in. So what do you think? 6x6? 6x6. There we go. Now for this one, there we go. Keep it zoomed. Right here is how you change the sides. Coffee with digitizing, friends. Wow, that's a beautiful bright color. Thank you, Karina. You're so awesome. I think Don bought a coffee for himself already. It's awesome. Thank you so much. Hello, Norseman. I want donuts. Cindy, you have the best treats. Cindy King puts pictures. She had those cinnamon hearts and stuff. Yeah. Don Sue wants a coffee. I don't drink coffee. I don't like it. I made Don buy his own Keurig so he wouldn't contaminate my tea with his yucky coffee. So that's how we roll in this house. So, okay. Any questions? Ooh, never had cinnamon hearts. Sarah, really? Really? You haven't had cinnamon hearts? Wow. They are delicious. I love it. Sharon Berger says, I'm a tea drinker. I agree with you, Sue.
You want a tea? I'm getting yelled at.
No, I don't want a tea. I can't have caffeine late at night or I'll be up. Last night I was up to 4 a.m. It sucked. Well, you need some tea mug rugs. You know what, Misha? That's a great idea. I think I'll work on that. That's awesome. Decaf tea. Do you know how hard it is to find Earl Grey decaf tea? Yeah, it's pretty impossible, but I do find it on occasion, and then I can say Earl Grey hot, which is awesome. Okay, back to work. You guys are distracting me. I'm tired, so I'm easily distracted. So this, I just made this square so I have some boundaries on it. Oh, Ronag, thank you very much. Is that for coffee or tea for me? Maybe decaf tea for me. Thank you very much. We appreciate every little bit helps. Share. If you can't donate, share. You can you can do anything like that. If everybody did it, we'd be away to the races. So the more we get, the longer I can keep doing this, and I want to keep doing this. Okay, so my grandmother was an artist, And she always said you have to start somewhere. So she always started with a border. So that's why I'm doing that. Now remember, these are just outlines. It's just, basically graphics, not stitches. And what I thought for this one, I thought it would be cool to have water. And I could show you guys a whole bunch of options for the water. If you don't want water, don't do water. You could do a hill with houses on it. This is where you're thinking outside the box can help. And it's still a playing lesson. So I came up with my cityscape just by playing. I'm just like, what can I do for class? And I thought, yeah, cityscape. I saw something and I thought, yeah, that is fun. That is super fun. So let's go back. So cityscapes, we've got water. So I'm going to do the sky. So again, I have another barrier, I guess, or outline. This is where our sky is going to be. So let's start. What does Cindy King say? Can I do graphics in E4? Nah, just do outlines. It's a little bit different. You can, but what you're meant to do is flip over to Corel. I don't think Dawn does that either. I just do the outline stitches, so it'll work the same for you. Just sometimes when you do a merge, as Cindy King learned today, it has to be fill stitches, but it's so easy to flip it back and forth. That's how I do it. Okay, so let's make a building. Now, someone said the CN Tower. So just because I'm using, straight things, you can, once you put stitches on it, we can adjust it. So CN Tower, let's do this one, and then maybe a smaller one. And we can do a dome or something here. I'll do that in a minute. So that's our squares. Cool if you want to put windows in it. I don't think there's windows on the CN Tower, so let me take that one back. Windows, you can play around with it. Now we're going to merge everything. Just, you could do some columns in between and make them, look pretty cool. You can do triangles for roofs if you want to do a house scene. There's so much you can do. We're just going to start with city buildings. Now, what I'd like to do is take this one, no stitches yet, and make it a little bit thinner, maybe, because it's way in the distance in my mind, and it's way far back. So that is not really what the CN Tower looks like. I probably should have referenced it, but I haven't lived in Toronto for a long time, so I'm just going to wing it. It's not necessarily the CN Tower. It's just my creation, spaceship creation. So this kind of shape would work, and we do another one just because it looks cool when we merge it all together. And then I'm going to select another shape. So seriously, all shapes, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And it's so much better when you put it all together. So this is my tallest tower in Siouxland, and it is pretty cool looking. You could do different designs on it. Like, you don't have to keep it as simple as I'm doing, but just to start off, and then you'll start developing more ideas, and this is where the fun happens. So let's just work with this. I'm going to go back to my select key, and we're going to merge these. And there's still going to be outlines, there's still graphics, but that's okay. We're going to go to shaping and weld. And generally, you can only weld two things. I don't know if it works in other software. I don't think you can do it in E4. But just weld two things. It's a couple of steps. But look at how my towering tower works. Isn't it good? Shaping, weld. So, why not? I guess we could put different things on it. We could make little trees too. It's so easy. Oh, it's so easy. So for this one, I want the windows cut out. So I'm going to select the window and select the main shape. and then I'm going to weld it. So it's going, or trim it. Sorry, I don't want to weld it. If you weld it, it's just going to merge them together, which basically erases the windows. So don't weld. But don't worry, if you make a mistake doing that, just undo. So, okay, we've got that one, and we're going to trim. Make sure you play with your shaping tools. What I do in new software is I just make some squares or circles or whatever you want and play with all of the shaping tools so you can understand what they do. They can get confusing sometimes. So let's merge this with this. It's starting to look like, Souville, which sounds a lot like Whoville, but that'd be a copyright thing, so I'm not going to say that. So there, and whatever this is, I mean, you don't have to explain it to anybody. It is what it is. We could kind of make it into a house. Let's add a triangle just for fun. I always do these guys wrong. I pull them out wrong. I don't actually care, but there we go. That should work. No, it's not going to stay there. That would be a floating roof. But look. So, kind of a little house. Perhaps we need another window. I think we might need another window. What do you think of my house, Dawn? It's a nice enough house. Oh, we better put a chimney because it's in Canada and we freeze here. Although it hasn't been that bad this year. So I'm going to leave... You like the tower better. He's downstairs in his office, and he just said, I like the tower better. Okay. So let's merge the windows. Now, I'm not going to merge this side with that side because I'm going to play around with colors a little bit. So, like I said, just play around with it. This is the most fun you can have with your software, and to get to know your software and to get to know your tools. So shaping, trim, and we're rocking it. The roof and the chimney so we can have a nice fire. And we're gonna, it's a right click that I'm doing, by the way. And trim, there we go. Did I do that right? Pretty sure I did. Okay, so we're still at graphics. We don't have any stitches yet, so why don't we fill it with stitches? So in this software, we're going to convert it, and we're going to convert it to just complex fill for now. And I do want it black because it's a silhouette. We're going to light up the rest of it. So this one, we're going to convert to complex fill. And look, our windows are cut out. You could use different colors of gray. So the lighter gray would be further away, I think. And darker or the opposite. I don't know. You could do street lights too. That would be cool. But you can do whatever you want. I'm going to do something a little different on this house. And I'll do black here. And, oh, I'm just picking colors. I have to convert it to stitches. This is why I don't do much at night, because I get tired and I do mistakes. But, what are you going to do? Just remember to convert. The other thing I forget to do on this software is hit apply. And I wonder why it didn't work. Because I just did something and I forgot to click apply. You can also hit enter. Most softwares, I'm not saying all of it, but most softwares like that. So it's easy. Did we not put them together? Oh well, we can do that. That just means we can do the chimney a different color. I like that. Okay, so yeah, so far so good. Like I said, you can make this much more complicated. These are just the basics. I might even do that one brown. I don't know if I want a blue house, so let's pick kind of dark shadowy colors. We could bring this a little bit further. Oh, you guys are going to have so much fun doing it. So, okay, what's going on there? Confused. Misha. There we go. What software am I using? Perfect Embroidery Pro by Dime. When you go to inspiredbydime.com, you will see prices, those are not the prices you pay. You get a monstrous discount if you go to a dealer. So they sell you the stuff and you get a much, much better price. Or go to one of the dime events, which I hear are awesome, and you can get a deal there. So don't say, "Oh my God, I can't afford that." Right. You don't have to afford that. It's they make good deals on it. So, okay, this is, pretty good. I think I would like to fill in. Let me show you this if you move it. Look, I still have my squares. So it makes it super easy to fill them and change the colors so it looks like lights are on. Isn't that easy? I love that. I love that. Convert to complex fill, and we'll make this a different yellow, and then all I have to do is put it back, which is cool. And now look, we have lights. Let's go to the 3D so you guys can see it all better. I know there's a jump stitch here. What I would do on this one is I would do the underneath first, and then you can make a connection so there's no trim, and do the next yellow one, and then do the black over it. That would work out better. So let's see if I can select it. I could probably find it. Whoops. What is that? That's artwork, but what is it? Some little artifact that, because my mouse doesn't work the greatest. So I like this. This will show up nicely. Remember, you can change the stitch angles and also the shaping. So changing the stitch angles give it a whole different look. It can look darker, lighter. So if we change this and we don't want it going the same way, it'll look different when you stitch it out. Oh, click apply, would ya? There we go. You can kind of see it, but when you actually stitch it out, you'll be able to see it even more, and it's pretty cool. Whoops, I didn't have the right tool in my hand. So far, so good. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? I'm thinking it looks pretty good. You could do an outline on one of them to give it a glow. There's so many things you can do. So, okay, let's just keep with our basics, and then we'll play around with, fantasy houses or something like that. I mean, why not? You could take one of your kids' drawings and just make it into a house or whatever you want. Big house like this one. Maybe this needs a door, but okay, so what I'd like for this one is water. So we can see its outline. So we want to right click and we want to convert, and we're going to go to complex fill, which is fine. Now it's kind of a turquoisey color. I think I'm going to stick with that. And I'm going to go up here. Oh, you have lots of choices to what kind of a pattern of tatami or fill stitch that you want. So you can also play around with that, get different effects. Here's where you select all your different ones. Now, what do you guys think about wave? I'm thinking wave might be kind of cool. Yes, that's pretty cool for water. That's different than what I did on my first one. So I'm just going into node mode, and I can move these nodes a little bit. It's kind of hard for you guys to see, but let's see if we can do it this way. Let's see how it looks. It's all about experimentation. See? Oh, that's actually really cool, isn't it? So play around. You can create a tsunami. You can create just water if you want. It's kind of fun. So I'm going to go back to standard. And I don't want an underlay because I'm going to go across here and I'm going to put a second color layer. Now, it's really cool because it does it all for you, which is awesome. You can leave it at auto, and I guess it would just pick the first one, which is what I want anyways. But I'm going to go tell it. These numbers correspond to these numbers, and it makes it super easy. So 1 and gradient, we could do convex. We'll try that. Let's see. And the 3D's on. Well, that's not the greatest. What two colors do I have? Complex fill artwork. You can get rid of the artwork after. I'm not going to sit here and delete stuff with you guys. So let's try something else. Look, if you don't like what you see, then try something else. I think I would like the edges a little bit different. So you can do chiseled or square, and I think in this application the square would look better. Let's go back to my cityscape, cheat a little bit, because this one looks cool. So this one should be square too. It just simply looks better. But let's see what settings I used, because apparently I can't remember. Standard, tatami, the density. That's what I need to change. And right here, and color blend, convex, and 4. Okay, so I'm just double checking. I'm just double checking. If there's any questions, put them up. We should be able to answer them pretty quickly. Someone, if you want me to show you something, just bring it to my attention. And there we go. So I wanted 0.5. And that wasn't a sigh, that was just me taking a deep breath. Second layer 1. Let's do something a little more radical. Let's do number 6. We're going to do it green because it's in a big city and the water's dirty. There you go. What do you think? What do you think? Once you get the right settings, play around, then remember it, or, do what I did. You just go back in and save it. But I think that looks really cool. Another thing you could do is darken up the whole thing by adding black, very dark colors to it. And then see how that looks? It almost looks like a reflection. Maybe I could change that so that would look like a reflection in the water. Cool. Isn't that easy though? And it's just a matter of trying different things until you get the look that you want. Now, always remember with gradients, when you have the realistic view on, I always put that on for you guys so you can see better. But it's going to stitch out much better than this. It's not harsh lines. The thread will blend a bit better. And it's one of my favorite things to do. You can mix colors, do different things, play around, make it how you want. This is the fun. So you can do a third color layer, but I'm not going to. So let's try another one. Let's try linear increasing. Hit apply or enter. See, that looks good too because the darker part is right here. I kind of like that one. I'm not sure which one I like better, but let's try that and apply. Okay, found it. Look at that. I like that one better because it's darker at the top. What do you guys think? I think I like that. I think I like that. Very cool. This would stitch out nicely. So now we have our water, and I think that looks good. I do not like that, so I'm just going to change it and make everything silhouette. Silhouette. So we could fill stuff in. Let's just leave it for now because we are going to take our next square, which is not that one. I would normally go and delete all the artwork junk in there. You can say to get rid of all the unused artwork. I'm having a little trouble grabbing there. Nope. All right, I'm just needing to, if you have to zoom, then zoom. There we go. No, I keep selecting the bottom one. I should have made it a little bit different. The other way of doing it is that you can find it on here. So I suck, can't grab it. Somehow it has to be Dawn's fault. So I'm gonna show you guys how I came up with the background because it's actually really cool. So I just moved one to get at the square that I want, which is there. And it's just late. It's late. So I thought, okay, we have cool water. We need a cool background. So the idea of the silhouette is that it's at sunset or sunrise, whatever you prefer, but we want colors in it. So again, this is just an outline. Let's convert it to, just for now, complex fill. That's fine. And I'm going to do it kind of like a bright orange because we're going to do, whoa, that is bright. Holy cow, that's bright. Okay, and what I did is I played around a little bit. I love how this one turned out. Let's flip back so you can see. I love this. It's so cool. Now, these are spaces because I reduced the density, but I think if you had like a white or a black background fabric, that would look spectacular. So sometimes voids are the way to go as well. I think it would look great. So, yeah. So I just kind of played around with it. Let's see right here. So standard emboss is not what I want. I think that's going to be too thick. Shape we could try. This is cool. Now look in your software and see all the different stitches. So radial, there's a whole bunch of different ones. We're going to try shape, circle. Look at all the different shapes. So let me show you what this does, and then you can find it in your software. So let's just do a circle, boring, whatever. So what it does is that, and that would work as well. Now, I'm not going to put my sun right down here, or moon, whatever you want to do. So I'm just going to grab it, and I'm going to go right there and hit apply. Don't forget apply. And the center of it is right here where I could put it. So that's a good thing to remember, is that you can move it around. So the other thing I could do with this, so I like that fill shape. I think I'll put the density at about 3 and enter, and that will definitely stitch out. I think that's really cool. I might just use this one. I like it so much. Chiseled edge, they don't show much. So let's do a second color layer, and let's pick like a yellow. So number 5 and apply. And oh, and it doesn't do it. I've probably done. Oh, I think I tried that before. No, you can't do a second color. What you can do though is copy and paste and change it. I think this is enough, but we'll keep playing. Don't worry, it's not over yet. We'll keep playing. Hopefully that's in the right spot behind us. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? And that is exactly where I'm going to put the sunset. Or, you know, you could do this with, say, a very dark blue, and you could make it a night sky, and you could put some just stitches and like star stitches, and you could make a nighttime scene. You could also put this behind here and put the sun here. That would be a groovy look. But let me get my sun going on, and then we can play around with that. I hope you guys are enjoying this. I really had tons of fun creating it. I just thought it just fell together, and it's awesome. So there's my circle shape, and I'm just going to move it to exactly where I want it. And then, of course, it is just an outline, so we are going to convert it to complex fill, and that's not very exciting, is it? We want to make this one with a little more pink in it. So I don't have a really good pink here. I guess we'll do bright pink. Yeah, that's fine. But we want to make some changes because that looks like the world might blow up or something. So it's not quite what I want. So the second layer, this is what I tried when I was playing around before the class started. And I don't know how it's going to look with the pink. Oh, it's just simply not. I probably have to change the density or change the gradient. Sorry. So linear increasing. I forgot to tell it to blend. look at that effect. Is that not cool? So instead of pink, it looks really, dark, dark, dark. Isn't that cool? Yeah, I think it's awesome. But you can, let's zoom in so I can show you the gradient stitches. I do not want the chisely part at all. So let's go back to our settings and change it to square. I'm going to set up a template for that just for a little better coverage on that. But if you zoom back and remember again that this is going to look completely different when you stitch it out. If you have black for your background, that would look amazing. So I'm loving it so far. Let's play just a little bit more, and you'd have to cut it out a little bit, but something like this maybe. No, I don't like that. I don't like that. We could center it a little bit more. I do like that. And then we have to go in and go to our node mode. And here's our little thing. We're going to put it in the middle and hit apply. And I think that looks great. But we can still play around with the background. Personally, I love that. Oh, you can see here clearly, just where I was looking there, that I didn't merge these so it looks like a corner. And that is a cool trick. You could overlap them a little bit if you wanted, but I really like it. I just think it's neat. I don't want to see all that. So let's play around with the background a little bit because this software has more. You want more? We got more. That was shape. We could do something kooky like this and apply. Just watch your density. See, that one does not have the same effect. It's not horrible, but it's not really a sky thing. I just like to play around with it because really until you see it, you never know. See, that one isn't too bad, is it? Not too bad at all. Let's change density to 4. And not as good as the spiral though, but still not bad. So there are tons of shapes. You could make like a storm. You could do so many things. So let's try Echo. I didn't have much success with this one. But it's okay. So the shape is a square, so it's echo stitching. So, I mean, we don't really have a square sky, but if you move the sun down, it might look okay. But I, so far, like the shape. Ooh, but look at this. See what we're doing next? This is the one I used. Apply? Apply? Did you have to think about it? No? Did I miss it? No? Wave? Ooh, here's the one I used. My bad. And it's radial. Now, that looks so cool, except for this part way right around here is too dense. So you always need to change the density on these. And I'm going to change it to 4 because I like that cracked kind of, yeah, look at that. And that is an added effect that you didn't count on, and boom, there it is. I think that looks really neat, and I think when you stitch it out, it would be even better. So I'm thinking E4 doesn't have that. Doesn't have what do I need to look back? E4 pretty much has everything. It's just different. So you guys like this one? I think it's really groovy. Now, right now, we have the houses and our Tower of Siouxland just floating on air. This is what my grandmother would say. Well, you have to make it on the ground. We know that buildings don't sit on water. So let's give it some ground. Now, I didn't place that correctly, but I can always go back and place it. So we want a little bit of ground. Now, you can also go behind everything and do like wavy mountains or make this part a mountain. But I was just thinking that we just need some solid ground for it. So I'm gonna make it a bit thinner because that's pretty big. I also want to cover up the little space that we have going on. I am just not grabbing anything today. There we go. If you can find it in your list, that's how you need to do it. It's easier. So I want to cover that up. That might be okay, so let's convert it to satin style or steel, I guess it's pronounced. That's like the outside satin stitch, not a fill satin stitch. See, that changes the whole thing, and I love it. So you can do some different things with it as well. It doesn't have to be just plain. I don't think those are too long, but look, there's different patterns you can put in it, and it'll change the whole look of it. Underlay, that's fine. Let's see what else we have. Jagged might be kind of cool. Say hi, Mom. Hi, Mom. Is your mom watching? Hi, Mom. City Scape. Let's try this. So both second, so we want it out the bottom. And did we do it? Yeah, you can't really see it, so. Oh, I keep selecting the wrong thing. Everyone's saying hi, Mom. She's learning so much about embroidery. She just likes watching us. So, question is, satin stitches, can you do a gradient? So that's blue. Let's make it darker by picking number 20. And convex, maybe? Does it work? Sure does. Look at that. How's that for a great effect? I wasn't sure if it would work, but it does. It does. You could make it match your waves. Some of the ones we did had waves. Isn't that cool? So that'll just blend. It looks pretty, kind of harsh, I guess is the right word. But when it stitches out, I think it'll look fantastic. It'll blend a little bit more. So far, cool. Now let's pick. See, I tried for so long to select the outside one, and I missed it. Now I made this circle by accident. So now you can do different things with it. I kind of like my grouping. I am going to right click and I am going to go to utility and create outline and move the distance to, I think, like 0 because I want it, or 0.1. And outside geometric echo. Woo! Okay. And that's a little bit too much, but let's try this. I just wanted to see if I could give it a glow. So convert to, this is where we want to use the steel. And yeah, you know what? Yeah, that's okay. Obviously not that color. We're going to incorporate some yellow. So you never know what you can do. I think it's cool. Obviously, we're going to have to put it in a different order. I'm not actually sure that I'm going to like this. So I wanted to do jagged. Both. And apply. I must be doing it wrong. Or I'm tired and I'm just being silly. Random. Yeah, it can be random. Deactivate. Oh, there's your problem. There's not much of a jagged part. So let's do 1 and hit enter. Yeah, alright. Well, I just forgot a setting. So if it doesn't work, there's a problem. There's your problem. And you can see, I'm going to reduce the density on it because it looks like I outlined it. So we want to make it look a little bit better than that. So I don't want zigzag. I love that it shows you right here. Isabel Brion, thank you very much. We appreciate it so much. Every little bit helps. Center line, apply. So I want it to be a little less than this. So corner type doesn't matter. Width, I'm okay with. Density. So what could we put it to? So one, just try until, oh yeah, look at that. Let's zoom right in to see. Now that would just be a light covering over it. So I reduced the density quite a bit, and I think that would be cool. Now, of course, you got to put it in the right order. Taking a drink. Oh, that's so much better. It's so dry in here. And let's, we want to do, now you could do an outline, I guess, if you wanted. You could do a frame on it. You could do a fancy edge if you wanted. It depends. On the one that I did to show you guys, isn't that cool? I just did a satin stitch on it, and I have these a little more dense. You boys, us boys support each other. Oh, Dawn. Did you just say that, Dawn? Guy power. Knock it off. Who's in there empowering Dawn? Proud dad, probably. The Norseman. We know the Norseman's always around, which is awesome. What is the stitch count? Meh, I don't know. Let's go back and look. One of the things I really like about this software, and most of them have a similar thing, you go to File and you go to Design Analysis. So I didn't call it anything. So width 6.5 by 6. Total stitches 39,000 stitches. 11 colors. I could cut that down a little bit. And 10 trims. Woohoo! That's not bad. I would still optimize it. 253, 301. Yeah, apparently I picked different colors. So I would organize that a little bit. Look at that. Isn't that cool? A little pie chart of colors and what you're doing. And this part is, you have to set it up a little bit. But look at that. 50 minutes to stitch. So, cool. Color change seconds 4. That only works for multi-needle machines because it takes me longer than that. Oh, Jeff Chandler. So seriously, there's 3 guys in the group. I think Dawn set that up. I think it's a setup. I feel set up. So let's put a rectangle around it and we'll make it the steel stitch. I'll probably say style just because I do. That's just something I say in my head and it just comes out, but it's steel. Steel stitch, and I think I might do it in the black. And let's see. I'm loving this, guys. So this has to be the last thing that stitches out. So width, I'm going to make it a little wider. So 4, and that looks better. And it covers up most of these. I thought I took the chisel off. So the chisel is how it ends here. Let's see if we can fix that. So radial stitch. I never remember where anything is. I just go through it. Yeah, you know what I did? I forgot to hit apply or enter. Now it looks better. So that's the difference. If you ever see that in your software, that is the difference. And it's a big difference. The end of it. So I like that. So I think you guys can have a ton of fun creating this. I actually can't wait to see what you guys do. And again, this is just the basics. This is nothing fancy. You guys can come up with different ideas. Now, I did say, how are we doing for time? All right, I have a few minutes. I did say we were gonna do another house. So let's just put it together really quickly. Imagination wins. So like this, and then How can we do it? A Hobbit House or a fairy house is what I'm going to make. It is a little bit easier if I had a reference, but whatevs. Whatevs. That almost looks like a cupcake house. That's cool. And we're going to do a door, but we're going to adjust the door. So welcome to my fairy house. It looks like it has icing, and I kind of like that. So I am going to Control D, duplicate it right there. And then I'm just going to change the size. I could have pulled out another one if I wanted. So there. Yeah, there's no right or wrong when you're doing this. Anything goes. Completely anything goes. So this and this. So pick two, and then we're going to what is it? Trim or weld? It's weld. And see the new shape that you get, and you could just simply play around with it. If you don't like it when you weld it all together, then just do something different. But yeah, I kind of like that. There is nothing wrong with that. So let's fill this with stitches and just kind of step back and see what we think. So I think this should be a really cute color. You are amazing. So are you, Carol. Thank you very much for the donation. I really appreciate it. What is weld and hatch again? Pretty sure that it's weld. You can copy and reflect, and if they're touching when you do that, that's, I could sit and play with those features all day. Then they will weld automatically. So I want a different color for that. So we're gonna do like a mushroomy. It's not a mushroom. Oh wait, we better intersect. Trim, combine. No, shaping, trim. I can look up, if you guys are having a hard time with any of this in your software, then simply ask in the OML Embroidery University group, and there are tons of people who will be happy to help you out. So if you have any questions, if you can't find something, don't suffer at all, because there's a lot of people around to help, and everybody's doing the same thing, and there's no stupid question. So I'd like everyone to work on it themselves as much as you can, but if you're really stuck, don't be frustrated at all. Just let us know and we'll help out. Oh, see that? I did that by accident and I kind of like it. So I'm just kind of working on a funny looking house. So why not? Why not? Looks like Fred Flintstone's house or something, or Marge Simpson's hair house. Sky's the limit. Your imagination is the only thing that's stopping you. So peruse, find something cool. What do you guys think? Ooh, thank you very much for the donation. Your name, I can't see it anymore, but thank you, whoever just donated. We really appreciate it. So do you guys get the idea? Now you can start with a basic design like this and work on the elements, or you can do something kooky like this and work on the elements. It might need some windows. You can do like a patch of grass around it with just like an oval. You can fill in the door. You can do everything like that. So isn't that awesome? Karina, great lesson, Sue. You'll be amazed by my creations tomorrow. Karina, I can't wait to see what you come up with. Sandy, having fun listening on the way home. I can't wait to try this. Well, thank you for listening, Sandy. You are amazing. Again, all the moderators in the group and on the YouTube channel, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you, everyone, for attending. And let your creativity flow. Think outside the embroidery box. You can come up with your own ideas. This is part of what I want to, bring to the table for you guys. Dig in, know your software, and you don't have to only digitize from someone else's clip art. I use no clip art for this. It's just shapes. And we're going to keep building on this, so I hope you guys like it. Sandy, thank you so much. We appreciate the donation. I think it's cool right up at the top. You can see the different colors and different icons that you guys send. I love it. I love it. So thank you, mods, for all your help and hard work. Yeah, we can't do it without you guys. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do that now so you won't miss any videos. We do lives twice a week, one digitizing and one stitching. And we could add more if it gains in popularity. So you can, oh, Mary Alexander, really hope I can do the background. If you're having any issues, hop into the Facebook group. That is the backup to the YouTube channel. So remember the YouTube channel is the main thing. What, Don?
Don't miss Sharon's comment. She's tried to get your attention a couple times.
Oh. Before we sign off, I keep trying to tell you that Earl Grey tea is made from bee balm.
Flower.
A flower? Well, I love Earl Grey tea. I did not know that. I did not know that. It also, I like double bergamot on it. I love the smell of it. So it's cool. So sorry, sometimes I miss the conversation is going so fast. If I look at my workspace and then look over here, I miss it. So thank you guys. Make sure you hop into this group, subscribe and like. Make sure you share this series with your friends, because even seasoned digitizers can work on this, because again, you don't have to digitize from someone else's clip art. Yes, a flower. Well, thank you. Thank you. I think that's cool. They grew up to over 6 feet and hummingbirds love them. Well, thank you, Sharon. I am actually going to look that up because I would love to see what it is. My Beatrice drinks Earl Grey tea as well, and she loves it. So any questions in the Facebook group? Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thanks for commenting. Thank you for the donations. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.